Unfortunately, that's my thought as well, because after the TNC series, I wanted to see these punches.
I
Dude,
wanted, you know, to see some
seriously.
snipers. I wanted to see something fancy. Didn't happen this time around.
The opening looked cool, but they just never really completed anything. It's just like, you pick this, all right, I want Ember, you Bristol.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame, but at least I'm sure our casters, B-Cop and Lizard, will enjoy casting it. Take it away for game number 1.
All right. Looks like we're good to go here, ready to go. I want to hear your prediction, Lizard.
Execration.
Oh, all right. So you're just going with everybody else.
Execration.
Is there any...
Execration.
Okay, you know what? I could do that. I could go with you guys. Be a follower, be Execration. Although I feel like we might be doubting a little bit with Lilgun, you know. They did 2-0 their last series.
They did.
But
And it was versus a really big team as well. Can you remind me?
Can I remind you who they beat last time?
Was it maybe TNC?
It was TNC.
It was TNC, yeah. We casted that series, but it was something funky from Lilgun. We had some Pudge on the off lane, we had some Lycan on the safe lane, and they weren't necessarily countered. This game, I feel like they might run into some problems. You have LC versus Bristol to turn him, you have Ancient Apparition against him, you have Double Duel, you have Lifestealer versus the Egg, you have Legion Commander with the Shard to get rid of the Fire Spirits against the Egg. They have a lot of good things going for them. But if this Bristleback does roll out of control, the hero can be pretty damn broken if left unchecked. So it can happen, but I really like Execration's draft.
Yeah, Execration's draft looks good. You know, the double duel like you were talking about, that does offer a lot of control. Can it get to dual victories? Yes, but that's not what the game plan is with that. It's more just controlling 2 heroes. We'll see how he does with this Tiny. As we've seen, Tiny's, 11-minute blink, something like that. If you can get a decent timing on that blink, the Tiny is certainly a hero that can kind of get out of control. But I'm wondering against these heroes of Lilgun, like, are we going to see Tiny still be able to blow them up and make mincemeat of them?
That's true. You don't really, besides Phoenix perhaps, you don't have a target that you instantly blow up as a Tiny. But keep in mind, you have Ancient Apparition. It doesn't matter how tanky you are, Tiny will be able to blow you up if they combo that properly with the AA. So as long as they combo well, they should have no problems.
We'll see how he does against Sanctity. Lilgun coming off their best performance of the season. I was a little disappointed that the draft didn't include an off-lane Pudge, but maybe we'll see that in Game 2.
Hopefully.
Get back to the roots of victory. I was telling you before we started, Palos has felt really strong to me. Even RR, like that combination up towards top. Like these guys on Execration, I know that they're currently sitting middle of the pack, but here in the region, you know, the top team has 4 wins. So realistically, they're only 1 victory away from being technically at the top of the region.
Yeah. They're really close. They can be even closer with this win. Lilgun, however, correct me if I'm wrong, the only 2 wins they had were versus TNC.
They had
one with Huskar early on, right? In the first week, yeah, I remember.
It was a victory over Smart Omega, a team that is currently tied with Boom to get relegated.
Yeah, we might have a lot of tiebreakers here. I think we even should, right? It's confirmed. Panel has talked about it. X1, 2, 3 on the bottom lane.
Well, there's at least the relegation tiebreaker that we're going to be seeing, and then the question becomes how many teams are going to tie at the top, because one of TNC and Fnatic, who are in the top 3 right now, is going to be 4-3, which leads to potentially, if Execration win, they'll be 4-3. Neon win, they'll be 4-3, forcing T1 to also be 4-3. So the tiebreakers could just be infinite.
Let's just redo the season.
Yeah, we might as well just go 6 more weeks.
Yeah, just go 6 more weeks instead, because
nothing was figured out.
This season didn't show us anything at all.
It's completely different from last season when we had, you know, Fnatic and Neon just dominating the entire region. As for right now, you know, you've got Ember 14-4 over mid. Tiny kind of keeping up. 11-1 for Yoey. Sanctity, he's shown us some decent looks throughout the season. Nothing to really write home about, though. It's a little bit inconsistent from
All
Lilgun.
of these players from SCA that play mid lane are extremely skilled. Like none of them falls way too far behind anyone else. On a good day, even the team that's getting relegated, their midder can win versus the top tiers midder.
RR getting low. One more shot needed. They'll get it.
That was so close. Did he have any sticks or anything? No, just a salve. Hey, if he popped that salve, he probably lives, but it's not worth it.
It's not worth getting rid of the Sal for like one
It's
tick.
100% not worth it. Even if you go back to base, you can bring back some items to the Lifestealer. Also, this is a build that I've seen more often now on AA is the Blightstone. You just AA, and they start with the Blightstone, they hit you with Chilling Touch, then they right Q a few times. It's not a bad build overall, but very different from what we've used to be seeing.
Well, maybe I'll have to give it a shot in my pubs. I play a lot of Ancient Apparition. I'm currently holding off on playing Ancient Apparition because I'm at 99 wins, 99 losses, and I just don't want to break that up. Because if I lose, I'll be pretty disappointed.
Just make it 100-100.
I could do that. Inkswell coming through. Icarus dive over. X123 taking a lot of damage here. Might even just fall, but the Fire Spirit stops the right click of Nico, who just can't get it going, and he's running into the Quill Spray and now under the tower.
Oh, and he misses the Inkswell. Stroke of Fate, sorry. It was very close. Nico is actually too low now. This is one of those situations that you regret diving the tower. Oh.
Inkswell again on the creep. And that lands. They get the kill.
He was very unlucky with the blocks from the creep wave. That could have went much, much better for him, but sadly the creeps blocked, and X123, man,
He needs to be careful.
he's joking it.
Yeah.
When you see the Stroke of Fate coming, it's kind of easy to dodge it.
Such a long animation.
Exactly.
Realistically, everything except for his ult is pretty long on Grimstroke. Because even the Phantom's Embrace has to get to you, and...
Yeah, you can dodge a bunch of stuff, unless he has a Blink Dagger. Usually you can dodge it, but sometimes easier said than done when there's a big team fight and everything is just a big mess.
Right.
Hard to think about a Grimstroke.
Palos, he's going to get stunned. Firestorm right on top of him. Forced to go into that rage, still taking some of these right clicks. Marvel maybe would have liked Hishki to be in the back of that train, as he could have right-clicked Palos to potentially his death.
He's got like 13 stick charges, also Fairy Fire, so this Lifestealer is a bit tankier than it looks like. Only if he gets stun locked will he die. So
Probably not going to happen unless they get a +1, and even then it's Phoenix who's coming top. Not exactly another stun.
Inkswell bottom.
Another Inkswell lands, and they'll get in front of the Bristle once again. Press the attack, trying to get this kill, but Nico learning from last time, not wanting to dive the tower.
He didn't actually learn from last time. If he learned from last time, he would use press the attack after the Fire Spirits was applied. And then he can get one more hit until the next Fire Spirit lands.
Right.
But he
Avalanche
uses
toss,
it before.
and they get the kill on a Marvel.
That's a good haste rotation by Yowie. Gets the rune, goes top, gets a kill. This is the perfect start, pretty much, for a mid laner. With that minute 6, you make a first rotation, get the kill. Seems good.
So, 2-1 right now for Execration. As Execration are really the only ones playing for some sort of reward, I would say.
For something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have stakes on the line. Meanwhile, Lilgun is just here to be a dream breaker.
Yeah, I mean, they did it with TNC last week. Not exactly killing the dream of the major just yet, but certainly making it questioned.
Yeah, putting a dent in it, definitely. Top lane, Palace again. Yeah, that's the 18 stick charges now. Probably won't be dying.
And he's level 6, you know, having those 20 stick charges, I think they were a little bit willing to let him just kind of have the lane to himself, so he's getting solo experience. Feels pretty survivable with just one stun to deal with.
I think most importantly, Ancient Apparition is also getting solo experience on the mid lane. Like you're putting your position 5 to get solo exp, that means Frost Blast, Ice Blast will be there sooner, and that pretty much activates your team.
Yeah. when you have that 6, I think that as long as the communication's there, Yowie and RR should be able to make it happen.
Yeah, it's Yowie, RR, it's RR and Legion as well, so a lot of control for this Ice Blast to connect.
This leaves Soul Experience, like I said, to Palos, and he's going to take advantage of that, going into the Armwood first. We'll see how quickly he moves off the lane, what he wants to do with this Soul Experience, how quickly he wants to engage in a fight. I think there's certainly opportunity once the Ancient Apparition hits 6. Inkswell bottom, and a right click from Nico to get the kill. He's not level 6 yet, so there's no duel available to him.
Almost. Almost has that 6.
Alright, 1, 2, 3 in the jungle.
Yep. Marvel.
Tossed up, and a couple shots. They should have this kill, and it'll go to Palos.
Yep. I'm surprised Palos didn't go for that corrosion build that we see very often to dominate the lane. But considering A abandoned him earlier and the lane isn't that easy, yeah, going straight into Armut after phase boots, it's pretty solid too. I like the fact that he's going for this fighter build, even though you might think they don't scale that greatly, like Tiny and Lifesteal are both kind of semi-cores. Nah, they do, because they have Legion on the offlane as well.
Right. Venom's Embrace, Sanctity still trying to get the kill on the BDZ. This Inkswell will go off and stun him.
He's got 11.
And he didn't hit the slight.
Even if he did, the BDZ has 11 stick charges very far. He's not dying there.
They're going for Ace up towards top, and he already used that Icarus dive. They've got themselves the Pit of Malice as well as the Firestorm. He might have gone in too far, but he's got the help from the Infest, so he'll heal up a little bit. He's also holding on to Bottle Sips and a 16 charge wand.
Yeah, Ember did rotate, so maybe they can make something happen here.
Yeah, he just used Infest, so
but these sticks, they're just not used at all on Execration.
Yeah, they're just holding them. They haven't been in trouble enough.
They're setting in the initial investment, waiting for the stick charges to get buffed, you know, and in the next patch they heal you for more.
There's the stick usage, and there's going to be a dip in price. Sunray, slight. Oh, and a Remnant. There we go. They'll finally get the kill. That'll cost the life of Ace, though. That's a long chase.
That's a long chase,
for Tiny.
but 100% worth it, right? Like, you get their mid laner.
This duel is not going to get them the duel victory. This is around the tower. Spike Carapace, Inkswell once again. And can they get this kill onto this Nyx Assassin? One more shot needed, and Hishki, there he goes.
They do kill him, but they don't get the duel. The tower will probably be defended by Marvel now. So overall, if you're Execration, you're getting some stuff done, but you shouldn't be way too happy with how things are going.
Yeah, Tiny's not exactly rolling out of control here compared to Sanctity especially. He's almost down 1,000 gold. I'm a little surprised at that because I thought Yowie, he made the proper movements. His movements resulted in kills more so than Sanctity's.
Yeah, but he made movements. That's the problem. Another duel.
Duel out again. Ice Blast coming through, and they will get the duel victory. BDZ getting the kill on a Hishki. That one was on the edge.
That's the combo we talked about, right? Ice Blast, duel.
Inkswell.
Inkswell, there's just too much happening. Yowie, he just rotated too much. He went from mid, top, then stood top without getting a kill, then got killed. Meanwhile, Ember was mostly on the mid lane with that one rotation to the top. So.
And now they'll go for Marvel. He is just locked down here. Pit of Malice right clicks in. RR with the kill.
Yep. I like the build on Marvel. He went for that hood. They need it versus AA. They need it versus Tiny versus Grim, but...
Ooh, Ice Blast hits Sanctity, so we'll see how willing he is to continue on this. They've got two heroes low on the side of Execration. They don't hit that Stroke of Fate. They're coming over. Inkswell trying to catch it, but he'll Remnant away after killing off RR. They're right on his Remnant, ready to go, but Avalanche not enough damage to really continue on to this Ember.
Without the duel, you don't have the control or the damage to kill off pretty much anyone.
Right.
There is a blink though now on Tiny, so with that blink, maybe Nyx is an option. It depends. When AA respawns, he's going to have Ice Blast in 2 seconds. Let's see who they go for.
And now they know he's got this blink, so it's not much of a reveal, but Avalanche toss, Ice Blast in, Sanctity. He'll get hit by that tree.
He's fine.
Yeah, math checks out.
He's completely fine. He had Flame Guard as well, so it was a very difficult kill. There's a hood as well on Bristleback. They bought 2 hoods so far. And the Ace is actually itemizing straight into an Aghanim's. This isn't something, yeah, this isn't something that you see on Phoenixes very often.
So they're expecting, because really Lifestealer feels like the only one who can hit the egg reliably, as bottom lane, Nico low, Nico dead. This gets caught in that Pit of Malice 2 times. If Lifestealer is your only reliable source of hitting the egg, then getting Ags feels like it's just going to be the eggs never going down.
No, I actually don't agree with that way too much. You have Legion, you have Lifestealer. You already have 2 ways of killing the egg, right? Because of the press the attack and because of rage. I think the point behind the Aghanims is, first and foremost, Ags is fun, man. it's fun to play with Ags, but the second thing is you have a save versus duel. Like, they duel someone, you just use your egg on them, and you pretty much save the target. However, you save them unless they kill the egg.
Yeah.
If they kill the egg, you're both dead.
Level 2, 10 shots with Ags.
It's not
unkillable.
It's not unkillable, exactly.
Yeah, maybe I over-exaggerated how unkillable it is.
Sanctity.
Ice Blast, Ink Swell. They've got the Avalanche coming through, and Hishki actually is the one who ends up getting caught here.
Hishki actually moved in to try and prevent that with Carapace, but Ember was fine. He just got out. He had a remnant.
Yeah, Hishki didn't need to die there.
It's like, I don't know, someone is shooting at you, but he's missing, and you're just jumping on all those bullets, saying, I'm saving you, I'm saving you.
I'm safe. You don't need to do this for me.
Exactly.
Please.
I have Kevlar. Just leave. I'm
okay.
fine.
X123 has the Vanguard hood, so his farm's decent, 6,300. You've got Pelos at the top, who's building into the Deso. Duel into the Ice Blast. Stroke of Fate, Phantom's Embrace, all these silences coming in. They've got the Spike Carapace again, toss. Nico getting low. They'll freeze over the Bristle and finally get the kill.
Nico made a slight mistake there. He turned him away from everyone instead of turning him with the duel towards everyone. So the AA damage wasn't really that high. Grimstrokes as well.
Gotta know where that back is.
It's hard. It's this way, it's that way.
It's hard because some people just don't know anatomy.
It's a dance.
Ooh. What's the name of the dance?
You name it.
It's the dance of the bristle. The bristle thistle.
Dance of the dead in this case.
Yeah. Toss up into the air, looking for the duel once again. Ice Blast coming towards the side of the Bristleback. They'll get the kill and the duel victory.
Remember when we mentioned something about turning this piggy around with the duel? That's all they have to be doing.
And then it gets a lot easier to get that duel victory. Pit of Malice actually landing on 4 heroes. He'll be a little bit in trouble. Soulbind won't connect to anybody, but he will freeze over. I wonder if they're going to go for this. Inkswell, blink in. Nico doesn't have duel, but they should have the control to get the kill here onto this Underlord, and they will. Marvel ending up dead.
One big issue that they have is they're not using their egg. I haven't seen Ace actually use his ulti at all this game. Did he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so as well, right? And they're taking all these fights in which they're getting picked off by duel when they're not in spot. The supports, they need to be closer to their cores. They need to instantly respond to these duels.
Sunray over, trying to help out. Ace, he's on the run, and Avalanche comes in. Hishki's still low. He needs to be careful. Icarus dive, they've got the Infest, and now they're trying to run on this Tiny. Stroke of Fate slowing him up. They've got the kill onto the Tiny. Palace Rage and the overwhelming odds comes in and kills off Hishki. So at least a trade for the moment, but the Sleight of Fist here in chains, and Palos, he'll end up dead. Duel comes through. Do they have the damage? It's not looking likely. Nico's actually put himself in trouble. They'll freeze over the Bristle, but the Sunray and the damage from the Firestorm, they'll get themselves 3 and make it a 4th with Sanctity going in and killing off RR.
All right. All right, who needs the egg? I take everything back. if Execration just dives you like that, you,
Not even needed.
you don't need Yeg. Tiny though win with Inkswell, he had 50% HP. He had 50% already. Then he dives in, he gets chained, he can't really move. Inkswell doesn't connect onto anyone, you can't help him because he's too deep. I actually thought that they're Inkswelling the Legion to go in with the duel first, but nope, they sent the Tiny. I'm not sure, it's not that I'm not sure, I'm sure that wasn't the right play because I saw it play out, right?
So that gives now Lilgun a little bit of a net worth lead. And you can see it on the chart. Like, yeah, Palos has farm. Your other two cores are really far behind.
All you have to do as Lilgun is play together. If you play together, that's what happens. The strength in numbers.
RR getting chased down here by X123. They've got the duel coming out of the Nyx Assassin. They'll leash up this Underlord, but again, it's just going to result in losses here for Execration. A 2-for-1 Avalanche toss, but that's not helping. They're diving in and looking for these kills. Yowie on the run. Yowie burned down. Marvel with yet another.
Yeah, where was this from Lilgun before? Like, why didn't we see this team play the same way throughout the season? They're just doing it to TNC now, to Execration as well.
They just, once you get that role of Dreambreaker, it feels so much better, yeah.
But truth be told, Execration also is playing a little bit sloppy at the moment. Lifestealer wasn't anywhere near the top fight. Legion again tries to go and do make a play which eventually just makes them lose heroes. Dual mid. That's a quick one.
All right, Hishki going down.
Blink and you miss it. Yeah, 40 damage now on the Legion Commander.
But
So-
again, still sitting 2k behind this Underlord. That's your opponent, you know, position opponent.
He has a 4-staff as well, an Underlord. Not something that you see very often on the hero. He bought it mainly to kite the Nikes, the Lifestealer, right? Like you buy these 4-staffs usually versus heroes such as Lifestealer, such as Slark.
Avalanche, but a Remnant already there. So Lilgun, we'll see what they can do with this because they have a little bit of a net worth lead. RR getting run down, throws a nice blast out. They've got the duel, but that turns his back over to the Lifestealer. They'll toss the Lifestealer into the air. Can Palos get the kill? Soulbind comes out for a second Supernova used, and it does go off, but it's not going to go off where it's really needed. And then, okay.
Dark Rift used and cancelled instantly.
Immediately.
Yeah, I think they wanted to... Okay, let's see this.
Avalanche coming through. Inkswell, Hishki now has the stun on the Palos. He's on the run, and he's getting burned out. Again, this Sunray just doing so much damage with the help of this team. The Circuit Fate lands on a Marvel as well as Sanctity. They've got the Inkswell, but the Searing Chains locks him up. So he can't land the Inkswell. Palos now, he's going the other direction. His 4 heroes are going to try and chase Hishki with the stun. Spike Carapace locks up this Grimstroke for a second. Ice Blast leading Marvel, but...
Oh wait, Legion isn't rushing the shards. He's actually going for BKB first after Blade Mill. I'm not sure I agree with this completely, but it's fine. It's okay. I'd much rather see the shards first.
RR. Feeling like he's not really allowed to play Dota at the moment. He's 1-6-10, and a lot of those deaths have come within the last like 2 or 3 minutes.
It's pretty much this way of playing. You can't go alone on the map in this game. On one side you have Nyx Ember, on the other you have Legion Tiny. If you're anywhere on the map alone as a support, you will be blown up. You can't allow yourself to do that.
Ember, 1,000 gold away from getting his Ags. You're 600 or 500 gold away from Bristle getting his Ags, and then you're 800 gold away from Phoenix getting his Ags.
Yeah, they're pretty much copying each other's build. Guys,
then
are we
Nyx
gonna go Hood? If you go Hood, I'll go Hood.
And then Nyx
if you go
Assassin's getting
Hood, I'll
Ags
go
too.
Hood.
Hey man, if you go Ags too, I think we should all go
Hey, man,
Ags.
that Hood worked. You want to go Ags? Let's go Ags.
Well, there's no point in buying one Ags. There's 6 packs cheaper. Might as well.
Is there a discount?
We might as well get a bunch of Ags here.
There is a discount on the item if you buy.
For everybody.
Yeah, if you buy it for everyone.
That would be cool, Ice Frog. 5
sense.
for cheaper. If everybody buys their Ags at the same time, it, you know, save like 200 gold a person or something like that. Well, discount. bulk purchases.
Bottom lane. They can't really kill him here. He just rage TPs out. He actually could have continued hitting this tower. This should be a free lifestealer game. That's how it looks like. They have no BKB piercing spells at the moment, at least.
However,
Smoke. Ember, Envision. Oh, nice reactions. But toss back on Legion.
oh, they got him for a second. Now they've got the dual. Sunray's not going to be enough to keep alive Sanctity. Got this Ags working for X123. He's starting to output a lot of damage. RR can't even TP out. He gets to help the team, but then he ends up dead. They've got the Avalanche as well as the toss. Hishki moving forward. Again, you're walking into the Viscous Nasal Goose Supernova. That'll keep Execration from moving forward and looking for this fight.
Yeah, that's a defensive Nova. Very well played there by Tiny, by the way. Ember, he was quick enough to use the Slight and Remnant out, but Tiny blinks instantly on the Remnant and tosses him instantly back onto the Legion Commander for that duel. Really well played by them. In the end, they lose just, what, AA?
Yeah.
They're happy with that.
Hey, he's not happy with that.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy.
He's definitely just like, come on.
What, he died like 7 times already?
Yeah, I'm getting 3 hit here.
It's the life of AA, especially if you're not buying a Glimmer or a Force.
Yep. That's tradition. So the game's still sitting even. Starting to kind of catch up on Legion and Tiny, but still 2k down on their lane opponents or their position opponents.
They're just gonna smoke again probably now on Dire, get another duel win maybe. They need Legion to be around though. Maybe after this top lane push. Lifestealer meanwhile, he's going for that AC Sange Desolator. He can easily take down this tower, then pop rage TP away. Or his team might rotate in if someone tries defending.
So there is this second Ags picked up for Lilgun.
For Ace, yeah.
Underlord. You know, you
Underlord.
could get that Dark Rift, has 2 charges and can be cast on allied heroes.
I don't think I've seen anyone buy that.
4,200 gold, that doesn't exactly seem
Doesn't
super value. That feels like a shard.
Pretty much. Overvalued shard.
Because
Smoke. Here they come.
I guess shard could be upgraded and then made an Ags. I feel like the 2 could be switched.
Shard level 2.
Maybe.
Sure.
Just an illusion.
This is like a bad position for Lilgun perhaps, but if they do force a fight around the high ground where Phoenix can egg properly.
Looking for the duel. And they'll get it. They're going to pop the Infest immediately. The Sunray, the Ice Blast all coming in onto this Bristle to get the kill on X123.
Where was the egg?
Doesn't have buyback. Egg never comes out.
Why not egg him?
It's lunchtime.
I mean, he bought the evidence, right? That's the plan. Now
Yeah.
he's gonna die here.
And now he's just dead. So he never gets that Supernova off. They've got the stun on Nico. We'll use that, press the attack. Dust comes out, Marvel. It's a solo ride back to the base.
Yeah, and the sad one, he was moving into the pit. Maybe I make a god play as they're taking Rush. I take Aegis, Dark Rift away.
Oh, Sanctity too early into the pit. Ice Blast comes in. Sleight of Fist once again.
No, he
oh, I
took it.
said too early, but he's on the timing. I'm a liar. They get the kill onto Roach. They get the Aegis, and now potentially turning this around. Sanctity, though, he falls. Marvel goes down. Oh,
Turning-
Execration still come out on top.
Yeah, he's turning, well, himself in the grave around, and that's pretty much it. Takes that Aegis, dies again.
There was hope there for a second for Lilgun.
If he manages to snatch it and then get out, it's kind of solid. It's all right, but he
Dies
he just
immediately.
dies too fast. They have too much control. Then again, they itemized in a way that's a little bit mind-boggling. This maybe Phoenix has some defensive item instead of the axe. Even the shard is so valuable on it, like that Phoenix egg plus the Sunray.
Yeah.
But actually, if you're not using the axe, then the shard doesn't
Shard
really
is
matter.
0 value.
Exactly.
It's like when you get options and then you don't use them.
Dire's bottom tower.
They really need to set the fight somehow so that they bait the duel and then they counterplay it with the egg.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think Lifestealer at this point with the AC can kill the egg on his own in one
Well,
rage.
it's level 2, so it's 10 hits.
Yeah, it's not a lot, and he has AC, he has a lot of attack speed.
So, I mean, they're going Halberd
Okay,
on Marvel, and I think that will make it harder. I don't think it's unkillable yet.
if he pops it on time, if he uses the halberd on time.
Nick's almost having that Ags, and they're going to fight into this. Duel comes out, and now there's the Supernova, and is it going to go off?
Nope.
Nope. Now they just both die. Well, it's a 2-egg for 1 special here for Execration. They've got themselves the early bird.
Yeah, I definitely understand where he's coming from with the build, with Aghanim's build on Phoenix. It's just that it's so difficult to pull off.
How far away can you pull someone into the egg? I thought it's reasonably far, right?
Yeah. There's a decent edge. I'm not talking about the range of the egg. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the fact that the enemy team will just go ham on that egg. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was...
And you don't have, if you had some BKB piercing abilities to follow that up, like a roar, let's say,
Right.
like Beastmaster, then it's fine. You have plays, but you don't have a play. Underlord with Pit of Malice will not stop them from hitting that tag. Same goes with Nyx's Impale. If there's a rage on Lifestealer, he doesn't care. So you need to find a way to control him first, and after you control him, then you can use that defensively. Maybe a halberd on Phoenix for the first item was a better idea, but
Yeah, it's gonna. If you wanted a halberd now, it'd even be harder. Just not gonna get that far. It's all been committed towards that Ags. Quick kill there on a Hishki. That is gonna get the Legion to 150. The Pokemon equivalent of damage. Gen 1.
he's actually not even buying the shard. They're diving Marvel. There's a BKB on Tiny, there's a BKB on Legion, there's a Rage built-in BKB on Lifestealer. It's very difficult for Lilgun to fight right now.
Yeah, Palace is just gonna stand high ground. Not really worry about whatever's getting thrown his way at the moment.
They could help him out if they wanted to, but they don't have to.
He wants to do it himself.
Yeah. They just don't have to go in. If they go in, most likely they have to expand their BKBs. But if he can do it on his own, why go? Is this a fake back? Nah, it's not. They're actually just gonna go top. It looks like maybe mid.
Yeah, it seems like they could do whatever they want at this point.
It's partly the itemization from Lilgun, really. It's these Ag Scepters. They really are a problem. I think on Phoenix they needed the halberd.
This halberd's still not even here for the Underlord. They've got the duel coming out of Hishki. Another duel victory, and while Nico, he's been infested, and they'll get the kill on the Ace. They just right-click him down. RR does lose his life, but I'm not sure that's really going to matter. They're going to try and kill Marvel before he's able to take the taxi back home, but he's already away. They've bought back on the Phoenix, and X123, he'll be run down here too.
Yeah, and the gem was dropped as well. They might pick it up, probably.
Sanctity with the remnants.
He's gonna get out. It looks that way at least. Yeah, just another fight in which Lilgun, they don't truly have a way of playing the game. Yeah, you can take down the supports, but that's about it. Also, Phoenix bought back. He didn't use the egg there too.
I mean, the idea was there, right? Buy Ags, try to make it harder to kill the egg, and now I almost want to say dying so quickly in that last fight, not the one that happened in the triangle, but the one over mid, makes you think that it's not possible. God, the damage on a Sanctity!
210 plus DD. He had double damage there.
Yeah.
That's easy kill on the enemy mid laner.
It's like 618 damage.
Yeah, they also want to force him to buyback, so they're actually pushing the top lane here. There is still a tier 2, however. So
Yeah, guys, you can't
Yeah,
do that.
Usually it doesn't work. So if I'm buying Ags on Phoenix, I'm always looking at, do they have any built-in BKB carriers like Jugs, Ursa, well, not BKB carriers or attack speed buffers, right?
Right.
And if they have none, I might be tempted to go for Axe. If they do have some,
A lot of damage on Palace.
yeah, you have to think about it again. Has BKB.
So not in too much trouble. Now blinking in, going for the duel. Well far in. Ice Blast comes out, still victorious. Nico not stopping.
There's no buyback. That Phoenix actually just bought back a minute ago.
Yeah, in that triangle fight. Which means no egg, no save, which potentially means one less hero doesn't die. But they get themselves the set of racks, so now the side lanes are open for business.
This Legion is just Palace.
Remnant forward, they get the kill on a Palace. All right, that sets up something. Remnant back over, looking over at Nico. He'll pop the BKB, trying to fight here, but the damage is too much.
The damage from Bristle is actually not something that you can ignore. He had plus, what, 350, 340 damage? Just on the right clicks, that is. Plus the minus armor that you're getting from Nasal Goo. It makes me feel like this Lilgun's draft definitely did have potential if they executed it just a little bit better and maybe itemized on a couple of heroes a bit differently.
But now Hishki, he's got his Ags. This is where we see teams win, is when Nyx has the Ags and everything is... Here comes the big turnaround. He burrows in and just changes the entirety of the game.
Well, he can do a lot. You saw how much Lifestealer suffered from not having mana. Like, he actually could not use Rage. I think they need to feed him mangoes or save Arcane Boots for him. That's it. As he literally died because he had no mana to even Rage. Yet alone Rage and pop Satanic. So you need to be able to pop that Rage, to use the Satanic, to turn around, heal up a little bit.
I will say, if another fight goes their way on Lilgun, they can go towards Roche. It's up in like 40 seconds.
Yep.
Win a fight, get a couple pickoffs, go to Roche. Potentially, get something going.
Nice 2 items that they got. Paladin Sword, Cloak of Flames as well, on the side of Lilgun. And a Quiver. So a couple of really nice items that they're getting that will really buff their damage output in the next team fight. But if your execution is really simple. Go in with that duel, pop the BKB, A ulti. Whoever you duel should die. I don't think they can live through the amount of damage that Legion alone is pumping out. Big smoke though.
They got to try and make it happen.
They probably think that they're Russian, so...
They had the Remnant there for a little bit. I want to say they had the information that they weren't roaching at that point.
That doesn't help, really. They go in with the Lifestealer this time around. He almost has a Nullifier, by the way, so... And level 25. There's a Shard in this rush, too, so... You'll probably give that to the LC.
What's the shard for Lifestealer? Open Wounds?
I really think you give it to LC. There's...
I'm surprised Lilgun gave this up like this.
Yeah, LC gets it. It's probably my top 3 shard. I don't know if there's... It's LC. I like the Bounty Hunter one as well. Medusa's decent, but LC is probably the best. Just
Yeah,
casual
like
1400 BKB on 11 seconds cooldown. Why the hell not?
It's still such a good shard. Jeez. I mean, so now he's got magic immunity from BKB. Press the attack.
Not only does he have BKB from that, it's his teammates too.
Yeah. And he's getting close if this game goes long enough.
If he
25.
gets, exactly. Everyone is going to have it. And then your eggs are pretty much defenseless.
Avalanche comes through, toss back. That should be into the duel. And they've got themselves the Ice Blast. The damage coming under the Bristleback is enough. X123 ends up dead.
Where's the egg?
He does not have buyback and still no egg from Ace.
Like the Sunray that he was using actually doesn't matter there because he was hit by Ice Blast.
Are fortified.
Unfortunate. I think he was trying to get into position to egg with Sunray, but it was a little bit too slow. And if you dive, you're kind of taking that way around and you... But it was a really nice position to egg him on the high ground.
Right.
Like you could save him on your own high ground. And then they have to decide, okay, do we dive further or do we move back?
They technically held.
Yeah.
Tier 3 didn't go down.
Next Assassin, holding strong.
It's where the game changes. It's when he gets that eggs.
Yeah, they did smoke again though. And with the nullifier on Nyx, on Lifestealer, man, I can't shake this name. Like, I keep on calling him the Boomer name.
People like that name better.
I don't think so. There's a lot of people that don't even know.
Dust forward, Soulbind in, as well as the Ice Blast coming through. They've got the taunt on Hishki as he is in trouble. Ace also loses that shard. They'll get the kill into the Nyx Assassin. BDZ does end up going down. Sunray right on top of Yoi. He's falling quite low, and he might actually burn away. They get the kill here onto the Tiny, who doesn't have buyback. They're looking to get themselves megas as these racks still stand. Marvel going up against this Palos Lifestealer, who's been disarmed for just a second. They've got themselves the Fire Spirits. X123 in the front line. Sanctity gets the kill on an RR. So Palos, he's got an Aegis.
Palos
He's got Rage TP. He's got the ability to potentially get out, and he's just going to right-click away.
I love how he stopped with Satanic to just heal up a little tad bit. And then he finishes off the objectives.
And he just takes Mega Creeps by himself, doesn't really need the help from the rest of his team. Although Nico looking for an opportunity to duel because it's up in just a second. And Palos, Infest, still not dead, right into Nico. And now they're going to pop the Infest. They've got the duel, the damage onto X123. The turnaround is there. Down goes Marvel. Nico, he's got 330 extra damage.
The nullifier there as well.
Oh, Sanctity can't even fight him.
Of course
Sanctity getting run down. Nico. Oh, okay. Say that, but he gets some help there from Hishki.
Palos,
Still Palos in the base, taking tier 4s by himself. It's a one-man machine.
Remember that he still has Aegis.
Yeah, he hasn't been stopped. Now the throne is exposed. Palos
Satanic.
getting low, but he's got the Satanic again. This man does not want to die. He just keeps right-clicking, he just keeps healing, and nobody can take his life. He can't... I'm not going to say he can't fall, because he'll die eventually and lose the Aegis when it's that many numbers, but we'll see. Can they kill him? They'll call him GG. They just wanted to kill him.
Yep. He had that rage available after he died anyway. So he just goes in, finishes the game on his own on this Lifestealer, really. They were fighting on the low ground around him. Meanwhile, he was just taking Raxes.
He didn't care. He's just taking racks and does the damage, and they don't do enough to him.
Not the cleanest game from Execration as well.
Yeah.
Lilgun, they're kind of up and down. It's what we've come to expect from them. From Execration, maybe a little bit of a cleaner execution, but overall it was good enough. It did get the job done.
Yeah.
And some combinations like that AA plus Legion Commander plus Tiny, it was too difficult for Lilgun to deal with.
Yeah, Lilgun, they kept it close for like 20, 25 minutes, and then all of a sudden it started to really fall apart. There were a couple of bad fights from them. Phoenix never really was able to get a good egg off, and it just really didn't go their way. So Execration take game one. They're one game away from potentially being in a tiebreaker, a big one at that, and a breakdown game number one. We've got the panel, so we'll throw it back over to you guys. Take it away.
Felt like Lilgun was just kind of playing whatever they thought was fun, but winning is also quite fun, and I don't really think that they were on a path to do that in this game number one. But they got quite a little farm. I was surprised. Lacosta's Phoenix got Scepter. Bristleback, despite having a lot of counters against him with AA and Legion, still managed to get his own Scepter and stuff like that.
Everyone just got the Scepter on their side. It seems
Yeah.
like they wanted to go for Ag's type of a strat. Didn't work out in the end. But looking at the drafts, something that we discussed, the Lifestealer not countered at all. Like, he's really not afraid of a single hero, what they got. And this is how you punish them. They open up with Nyx Assassin, Underlord, first phase, something that's not strong, not common. There's a reason why we don't see it in other regions.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say anything worse about Lilgun than we did in the draft already. I think it was a pretty unwinnable game for them, just in terms of like what the win condition was. And honestly, I'm quite surprised that the game wasn't more one-sided. The game was actually quite even for about 20 minutes or so. Props to Lilgun for that, but ultimately the draft is just pretty much unwinnable, and as the Lifestealer got bigger and bigger, the game got more and more out of the reach.
Every single time Lifestealer gets an item, it feels like he got an item and a half, pretty much, because he feels uncountered at all. And